students, hello my dear students. Today I'm going to talk to you about Unit 3, the future of the food. From the name of the title, we can see that the grammar lesson for this unit is the future. We have now, I'm going to talk to you about the future forms. In fact, the future forms, especially the simple one, has many forms. So, to talk about the future, we can use 4 ways. Number 1, we can use the present simple tense. Number 2, we can use the present continuous. The present continuous. Number 3, we are going to use when to express the future, and we have number 4 going to. Again, to express the future simple, we have 4 ways. Number 1, we use the present simple. Number 2, present continuous. Number 3, we can use one. Number 3, going to. How can I differentiate between the usage of all of them? Number 1, when do we use the present simple? We use the present simple. We use the present simple with timetable. With timetable. I mean, when you have time, if you have time in the sentence, automatically, without thinking, you are going to use present simple. When do we use the schedule or the timetable with movies, with matches, with lessons, films, and so on? So when you say the train arrives, I'm going to use S here. It means the present simple at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Sorry. Okay, the train arrives at 5. You have to look here that we use the present simple by adding S with the train because we have 5 or we have certain time, or we can say timetable. Again, I want to remind you that to express the future, we have 4 ways. Number 1, the present simple, the present continuous, well, and going to. To use the present simple, you must have a timetable in the sentence. You get it? Again, I'm going to tell you that to express the future, we have 4 ways. We have the present simple, present continuous, well, and going to. When do you use the present simple? I use the present simple with the timetable or schedule. So when do we use the present continuous? I use the present continuous when you have arranged or prepared, booked a ticket, we have, or we can say booked. I want you here to have, I want to say something here, booked a. The difference between present continuous and going to, in the present continuous, it's already arranged. You took the decision and arranged it, prepared for this action. When you say, next week, inshallah, next week, I have arranged. Arranged what? I am traveling to Luxor. Here, what did we use? We used the I am traveling, which is the present continuous, because you have arranged. I'm going to say again. I'm going to remind you today we are dealing with the future forms. We have 4 ways to express the future. Number 1, we have the present simple, present continuous, well, and going to. Of course, we dealt with number 1, the present simple. I told you to use the present simple in a sentence, you must have timetable or schedule. The train arrives at 5 o'clock tomorrow. When do you use the present continuous? I'm just revising to you. Be careful. The present continuous is used when you have arranged, you have prepared, you have, when you say booked a ticket or bought a ticket. Now, I'm going to deal with number 3, which is when. When do we use when to express the future? I have 6 or 7 things that I must use to express when. Number 1, we have the quick decision. The quick decision. If you have quick decision, you are going to use when. Your uncle came back from Europe. I will call him. The doorbell is ringing. I will open. The phone is ringing. I will answer. Here you didn't think. You don't think. You just take a quick decision. Again, we have 4 ways to express the future. Present simple, present continuous, when I'm going to. If we dealt with the present simple, and I told you that you are going to use it with the timetable. When do you use the present continuous? If you have arranged, prepared, bought a ticket, or booked a ticket. Again, when do you use the miss? Well, you are going to use well number 1 with quick decision. Number 2, with the facts. What do you mean by facts here? Especially in age. Especially in age. Next year, inshallah, I will be 17. Next year, I will be, لأنها fact, 17. What else? To express the future, to express when, you must have quick decision, you must have facts, especially in age. Number 3, prediction. What do you mean by prediction? In a prediction you live without evidence. Without evidence, this is number 1, without evidence. Or we can say it's your personal opinion. What do you think? What do you expect? So we must have 2 words. Expect and think. Expect and think. Once you have in the sentence something small talk about the age, you are going to use well. Quick decision, you are going to use well. You have expect or think, you are going to use well. What is number 4? Number 4 is a promise. بمعنى الوعد. If you get high marks, I will buy you a car. If you get high marks, I will buy you a car. What else means? Number 5, with the threat. With the threat. When you say, if you don't get high marks, I will punish you. So we can say the promise and the threat will be with if. I will give you an example. If you get high marks, I will buy you a present. Now, if you don't get high marks, I will punish you. Again, to express to you the future, number 1, you must have quick decision in the sentence. Your uncle came from Europe, I will call him and so on. I don't have money. I will give you. With the facts, especially age, prediction without evidence, بدون دليل. Just you give your opinion, you give what you think, you give what you expect. So if you have expect and think in the sentence, automatically you are going to use what? What about promise? What about threat? These are number 4 and 5, or we can say in other words using if. What is number 6, please? 6 and 7, it will be 8. When you say offer, an offer العرض, I will make you a cup of tea. I will make you a cup of tea. This is an offer. Or request. You ask someone, request. When you say, will you make me a cup of tea? Will you make me a cup of tea? Again, that's all for one. Miss, you told me if you have time, you are going to use present simple. And told me if you have arranged, prepared, booked a ticket, bought a ticket, you told me use the present continuous. And then you give me some options to use to use well. Miss, don't you have certain words that when I see I'm going to use the present simple, that you are going to use one? Yes. Number one. Okay. You asked me what certain words that I'm going to use if I see them, I'm going to give I'm going to use one. Number one. If you have, I am sure. What else, Miss? You are going to say think. Now we dealt with expect. Or to use one. Probably. When. Probably. Why? Number five, we have if, as I told you, طبعا, if, and we have believe, promise, and so on. Now, let me revise to you again the future forms. To use to express the future, we have 4 ways. Number one, we have the present simple. When do I use it, Miss? I use it if you have time table. Okay, what about the present continuous? I can use the present continuous, which is am, is, are, plus verb, plus ing. When you have in a sentence arranged, prepared, booked a ticket, bought a ticket, and so on. Now, when do we use number 3, the well? I use well with the quick decision, my facts, especially age, my prediction that you don't have evidence to. When you say you give your personal opinion, as I told you, expect or think, but it's your opinion. With the promise, number 5, number 3, number 5, and number 4, promise, number 5, threat, or we can say we use well if. And I can also use an offer, ma request. When I told you that you have 5 or 6 words, when you see them, you are going automatically to use. Well, number 1, I'm sure, I think, expect, probably, if, believe, and purpose. Again, I told you, okay, as I'm going to remind you that we have 4 ways to express the future. Again, we use the present simple if you have timetable. If you have timetable, we use the present continuous if we have arranged or prepared, booked a ticket, and so on. When do you use that? Well, I give you some 7 things that you use well with them, and I give you some words, example, I am sure, if, probably, and so on. Miss, when do we use going to? Going to, this is the difference I want you to differentiate between going to and present continuous. Present continuous, am, is, are, plus verb, plus ing, okay? And use it when you are, verb ing, you use it when you thought of something and arranged for it. This just something you intended to do, you wanted to do, but up till now, you are not sure if you are going to do it or not. When you say, why do you save money, Miss? I save money because I am going to buy a car. This is what? This is plan. This is plan. I save money. I save money because I am going to buy a car. You may buy it and you may not buy it. Okay, plan. And we can also use it with intent. Intent. Niyya. Intent. I intend I intend. I am going to travel abroad. And so on. What about what else with the word decide? The last thing I want you to be careful about weather, with the weather. Weather, you can say with the weather, you have evidence. You must have evidence. When you say mom, when mom every morning or one day when you are going to go to school, your mother tells you, you have to take your jacket. It is going to rain. How does the mother know that it is going to rain? Because she has evidence. عندها دليل. إيه هو الدليل؟ ربما maybe dark clouds. خلاص. It starts to rain from the evening. So we can say, I think it is going to rain. Why? Because there are a lot of dark clouds. That's all my students concerning the future simple. Okay? Again, I'm going to revise. We used 4 ways to express the future. Number 1, the present simple. If you have timetable. And I told you, if you have present continuous, you must have arranged, prepared, or booked the ticket and so on. When do you use one? I use one with the quick decision, with the facts, with the prediction, with the promise, with the threat, with the offer and request. And I give you some words that if we use automatically without thinking, you are going to use well, which are I'm sure, I think, expect, probably, if, believe, and promise. When do we use going to? You use going to. Number 1, if you have a plan, or if you intend to do something, or with the word decide, and the last thing is with the. This is the first part of our grammar lesson, which is the future forms in the simple. What about the second part? The future continuous, it means it has a certain form. It has a certain form, which is what? Plus be, plus verb ing. When do I use the future continuous or المستقبل المستمر? It is used for an action which will be at a stated future time. Next year, tomorrow at 6 o'clock, what are you going to do? I will be studying. Don't phone me at 11 p.m. Why? Because at that time, I will be sleeping. So, why do we use I will be sleeping? Because you have a certain stated future time. Number 2, we can use it also for actions which will definitely happen in the future as a result of routine. I will be playing golf. On Friday. This is what? This is the future. بيقول لك إن هي as a result of this is my routine. What can we say about this also? That the future continuous, again, the future continuous is used with some words all night, all day. So we can get this ing. Next week, this time tomorrow, or this time next week. That's it. Again, I'm going to summarize the lesson. I told you that today, the title of our unit is The Future of the Food. So the grammar lesson is also about the future. And we have here 2 forms of the future. We have the simple future and we have the future continuous. The future simple, as I told you, that we have 4 ways to express it. The present continuous, and going to. And I differentiated between them, and when I told you how can we use every one of them separately. And the second part of the lesson, which is the future continuous indicator using the form of it is will, be plus verb plus ing. And I told you also that it used for actions. The actions T is what? Is at stated future time, at a certain time. When you say, don't phone me tomorrow at 11 p.m. Why? Because at that time, I will be sleeping, I will be reading, I will be cooking, and so on. For actions which will definitely happen in the future, you definitely do it in the future as a result of a routine. I will be playing golf on Friday. So these are some of the words. Now I'm going to tell you something or summarize the lesson by giving this photo on my screen. We are going to talk about well plus infinitive usages. It's my birthday, so this is what it's a fact about the future. I will be 17. When you have the word expect, you are going to use not expectation. You are going to use well. You will use well. So when you say my birthday, it's a fact. So we use well. When you have expect, you use well. Or when with the offer, I will make you, this is offer. What is number 5? Will you lend me? It's my request. Don't come late. This is the threat. Don't come late. Or I will tell you that. Number 6, great decision. I will travel when he comes. Or with the promise. Don't, I will. Oh, that is the doorbell. I will get it. Quick decision. When you say number, I promise, you are going to use I will get you a present. Be careful, or you will. This is what we call wording. I am sure, as I told you, once you have I am sure in the sentence, you are going to use what? Shall plus infinitive usage. Shall be ما بقتش يعني common that we don't use nowadays, and we don't use it except with I and we. Nowadays in English, in modern English, they don't use much shall I carry the bag for you? Shall we travel next week? Okay. Number 2. Going to. Okay. The second part or the third part going to and is part plus going to. This is we use usage to express what? Plan, intend, quick a decision in the future. We use it next month. I'm going to buy a new car. It's really dark. So what is this? This is something expressing the weather with evidence. It's really dark. So what is the reason? It is really dark. I think it is going to rain. Here I want you to differentiate between think this with evidence and think without evidence. If you have think with evidence, you are going to use going to. The present simple, number 4, the train leaves at 5. Why do we do this? Why do you use the present simple with the train leaves? Because it is a timetable or schedule. The present continuous tense, M is R plus verb plus ing, and usage, something you arrange it to, something تم ترتيبه, arrange it, or prepared as well. The school inspector is coming. What is the result? The school inspector is coming on Thursday. We arrange it. So if you have the word arrange in the sentence automatically, without thinking, you are going to use present continuous, am, is, are, plus verb plus ing. The future continuous, and this is what I told you before, what? Plus be, plus verb, plus ing. From 3 to 4 tomorrow, what are you going to do? I will be working because it is stated time. That is for me. for this lesson. I hope that you understood very well, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you, my dear students.